we're back at it
With another episode.
of Truth Waves.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Weaves Podcast.
I am your host,
Yeah.
the Musta, but some might say the Master, which is also fine. I am with my co-host over here.
013 Vanity, Fanabatuba, Zawina Twain, all the way in Coast City.
Type
Feel
shit.
me. So yeah, we had a young disturbance. This is actually our second retake.
Crazy disturb.
You'll understand why as the conversation goes. Just stay tuned. Yeah.
Just learn.
We'll explain. As
Just
it
learn.
goes.
That's it. Just learn. You hear.
As it goes,
You
I'll
hear.
tell you.
It's crazy.
But yeah, so these are the conversations that we're gonna be having, stuff that's gonna be thought provoking.
Yeah.
And these are not opinions, these are our beliefs, our knowledge as well. Because there's a difference between what you believe and what you know.
Yeah.
So this is what we've gathered, this is what we're still gathering and we'll still do more research on,
Yeah.
Please feel free to share your thoughts as well, your knowledge on these topics, basically.
Comment, like, and share, and
As always.
subscribe.
So I think to start it off, we're going to start off with the Black Friday chat.
Yeah, Black Friday. Seeing that recently it was a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your take on that?
So with my knowledge that I have anyway, Black Friday originated in a place called Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
So the police that side had a problem with dealing with the crime after Thanksgiving, which happens on a Thursday, right? So with that being said, they were like, you know what, since we can't handle crime and all of these things that are happening, let's rather give it a name. So they titled it Black Friday.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the crimes that were happening after Thanksgiving and the amount of traffic and all of that other stuff. That's the documented research that you will find mostly online,
Yeah.
And then as time goes by, you find that the corporate industry were like, you know what, we can use this to our benefit.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They made sure that they convert actually Black Friday into a thing of, if they have inventory or stock that's left over during the year, they can use that specific day to sell out that stock by putting the, putting the hidden agenda that they are in decreasing their prices, but actually they're just selling out stock that they had, bro.
True.
And now they're also just getting us to spend more because it's the festive season, people want to spend and all of that, So it's all about control and about making sure that we don't realize the hidden agendas, which is getting us to spend more.
True.
Basically. What are your thoughts?
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
During around that time, also, it was a thing of slavery at the time, Ebo.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
The Black Friday thing is
heard about that one.
commercialized and used for retail, but origins of it is slavery, and you might find in the early 1800s they used to have slaves that were auctioned a lot. So after Thanksgiving they would have an auction of black slaves. So hence the word Black Friday, because after Thanksgiving it was a Friday. So that day for the slave masters, it was a day of auctioning and going to buy slaves on that day. So it made a big thing around the times of slavery. That whole era, I think that's where it originated. And they took the concept and commercialized it and make it to what we know it as today. But what we know it as today is not the original story.
And with that, it's like, it's messed up because people don't really do research out there like that. We just celebrate these holidays. If it's from Black Friday to Christmas to all of them, like, we don't really do research enough. And also, I understand there's not a lot of people like us who are willing to say, yeah, man, what you know is what you've been brainwashed to know. As you watch this podcast, please like realize that you're gonna unlearn to learn again.
Exactly. And become to become.
Because a lot of the stuff that we've been taught as kids, from our parents, from school, from friends, or even social media to current day, all of that is just to brainwash us to think a certain way. As soon as we start breaking away from those systems, some people might label you as maybe soyahlanya, or some might say so it's chinchela, you know. But at the end of the day, this is your life. We live in a dream world where you can create anything that you want. If they influence that, you end up pushing their agendas more than what you actually are supposed to be creating.
You know? True.
But with that being said, I don't know, man. How do you? Because like we said, they're getting us to spend, right?
Yeah.
What are your views on money in itself?
Money in itself, to me, is an illusion. It's basically nothing but a belief. Money is a religion in its own way, because whatever you put your belief in, then that becomes a religion. It's a ritual that you do.
Oh yeah.
Unaware that it's a ritual, because money is energy, and whatever belief you put in that energy, it becomes the value. So that piece of paper that's in your wallet, it's nothing without your belief.
That piece of paper, lingan.
Exactly.
20 rand and 100, lingan.
Exactly. Because your belief is what gives it value. So if you believe it's that.
Oh damn! But wait, I just realized now.
Yeah.
So, but like, think about this. Like, 20 rand, 20 rand, 100 rand, lingan.
Sure.
But also think about the value. A 20 rand is smaller than 100 rand.
Yeah.
And 100 rand is bigger.
Yeah.
So also when you hold it, you don't realize it, but it's actually bigger.
True.
Oh,
True.
damn, okay, that's fire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
so, to me, money is just an illusion, and it's nothing but a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't take it to heart to say, this is worthy of me putting my belief in it. It's basically to me, it's just a tool that we use. Nothing more, nothing less. But people out there, they put so much belief in it, they are willing to even kill for it.
Yeah,
and it's sad because what they're doing basically is controlling your mind and controlling how you operate in this world, and you're just trapping yourself in that belief system.
And it's crazy because I'm sure you guys have heard of the saying that money can solve 99% of your problems.
Oof.
You know. But another person once told me, if you live in the present, you realize that you don't have problems like that.
True.
In the present time, and you're actually grateful for what you have right now. So for example, just look around and be grateful for that. Stop worrying about the future. I need to still do that. I need to buy this and that.
Yeah.
Don't think about that like that, but just like if you live in the present, which actually controls the past and the future.
Yeah.
He who controls the past controls the future.
Exactly.
Who controls the present controls the future.
True.
So if you live in the present, man, it's a gift.
Yeah.
As they say.
What's your take on money? What's money to you?
Money is an illusion, bro.
Yeah.
Even though you understand, it's not that easy for someone to digest this because, we use money for our day-to-day lives. You need to buy bread, you need to buy food, clothes, get a house, get a car.
Yeah.
But once you start realizing that money in itself, because you need to do research on how money came about. You know, from back in the day when we used to do the bargaining or bartender system, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
You'd trade in what you have for a certain thing that you need.
Yeah.
And then it went to the gold standard where money was backed up by gold. So you knew that if I have this much, it equates to this much gold.
Yeah.
Now money is not backed up by anything. When I say it's not backed up by anything, I mean like it's legit just like a piece of paper, bro. Like the government or the banks even can just decide, it's okay, we want to print out this much money.
Yeah.
From thin air.
Yeah.
We will not argue. We will not argue because it's not backed up by anything.
Yeah.
But if it was, then we'd ask okay, if you have this much, then it equates to this much gold.
True.
So you know your value. But now it's just a way of control, like you said. Yeah. It's just something that they use to control us and also enslave our minds to not be free. With things like COVID, you were in your house. You didn't have that much access to go clubbing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you knew it's okay, I need to build a peace or heaven in my house.
Yeah.
Now it's hard to find that peace or heaven because you constantly need to go out, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Yeah, a lot of
But once you realize that money is an illusion, and like I said before, we live in a dream world. You create this thing. With that being said, I just want to put this point out there that you cannot attract what you think you lack. So you need to realize that if you want to be that millionaire, that billionaire, just live like that currently.
Start thinking like that.
Yeah, start thinking, making those moves. I know sometimes it's a bit difficult. Now I'm out till up a store that you are used to, or all of that. Yeah. But just like whenever you're in your own space as well, do things that your future self, who is a millionaire, would do.
Yeah.
Don't just go on social media, listen to people's conversations with you. Now, this is what you should be. This is what you cannot be.
Yeah.
We have a tendency of, in fact, we have a gift of changing our reality as it is. You can change, in fact, and it begins with you.
Yeah.
As much as we might want the world, want people to be awakened and all of that other stuff,
but it starts
with us.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we understand that money is an illusion, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's printed out by the government.
Yeah.
So who do you think runs the government or owns them? I don't know.
To me personally, looking at historical evidence and historical research, a lot of things were ruled by the Roman Empire.
That's where Christmas originated from, but we won't go there.
We'll go there. So a lot of things were controlled by the Roman Empire because they dominated any other empires at the time.
That's true.
Till today, they are still in ruling power. But rarely people understand that concept or that ideology. And it's up to us to enlighten or to teach about these things. And people also themselves, take it upon yourself to research. Sit down and find out how they operated, how the Roman Empire took over Christianity and made it their own and sold it back to you. But initially, they were against Christianity. They were killing Christians. They were paganists.
Yeah.
So those paganists took up other people's religion in order to control those people.
But yeah, they were saying it's prehistoric, before man-made times, and the way I view it is like, let's start here first. With this thing called time, right? Yeah, we need another episode on time. But
true.
Time, we're counting hours. Mm-hmm. If you rearrange some of the words in time, or in hours, actually spells horus, which is a god in Egypt.
Yeah.
Okay, but I leave that for now. So going back to the conversation, research. I know that we live in a world where we are not the only beings that exist in it.
Yeah.
Right. So that means that there are other beings in this galaxy, in this Earth even, and even in other galaxies. You can't tell me that God created all of these other galaxies and only put us and the animals as the only the only living beings. No. Yeah. So there are other beings at play. So we can have a conversation of what they call reptilians.
Yeah.
Bob Musta calls them the Chitaur. Which is also a point I want to raise with you. In one of these Star Wars movies, there's actually a character there.
Yeah.
And even if you do research, they named that character Chitaur.
Yes.
But they never gave him credit.
True. A lot of his works were never credited to him.
You feel me? So with that being said, it's like let me put it like this: the government is owned, actually not run, but owned or influenced by some of these beings.
Yeah.
We can argue that white people, or let's say the ancestors of white people, might have had negotiations with the Chitauri or the reptilians. Going back to this point, we told you all that we had to reshoot because of a glitch.
Technical difficulties.
We're having this conversation about the Chitaur and the reptilians, that run or control this earth that we live in and influence as well.
And everything just stopped from there.
Now, my laptop,
out of the
we are going to spit this knowledge that, just do your research on the reptilians,
Yeah.
because some might also call them the shapeshifters. Some might say that certain influential figures in our society were replaced by them.
And some people that don't understand them or don't have any knowledge of them might say they're aliens.
Yeah.
So,
but also with that one, you must realize we are also the aliens.
True.
Unlike we are also aliens, bro. Our whole system, the way we're able to heal ourselves, the way we're able to manifest things in this life,
You're an alien to something that doesn't recognize you as one of its own.
True. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But they're like these reptilians, and it's crazy because a lot of times we just sideline these things and we call them conspiracy theories and all of that.
Yeah.
But here's a question: what if the conspiracies are true?
True.
What if they actually are hidden truths among us?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that are subliminal. There's a lot of things that are subliminal in this day and age. From our own TV screens when you're sitting at home that send out subliminal messages. Because you must realize you have a conscious mind and a subconscious. The conscious mind is at the forefront, fair enough, but your subconscious takes in the things that you might not necessarily put in the forefront. You can sit in a room and your subconscious mind has analyzed it with, okay, this couch is green, that one is that color, that one is that color, that one is that color. You might not necessarily take notice until someone asks you, would say, hey man, Kanti, what are those couches? And then you start thinking back and you start accessing your subconscious and be like, oh, okay, nah, man, I know this. The couch was like this, the couch was like that. Same thing with like TV and all of these movies, even the music that we listen to,
Everything.
There's a lot of subliminal messaging going on. That's the perfect word for it.
Everything affects the subconscious.
True.
Whatever you eat, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you say, everything affects the subconscious, and from there it manifests itself, and it will manifest physically. So it goes back to the power of words. Whatever you say, whatever you think, it will manifest.
It is a spell, Lee.
Yeah. And
you are spelled.
Coming to the next episode, we'll be touching a bit on angels and demons. Stay tuned for that.
But to bring it back, it's like, even with things like animals, since you say you are, like, they say you are what you eat, right? You must realize that with these animals that we are consuming, how they were treated also affects you. For example, if an animal was treated badly or was in bad conditions and it died crying and all of these other things, once you consume that, it also becomes a part of you. You might find yourself acting out of what they say character.
Yeah.
And you don't realize where it comes from. But it's like, what did you eat? That counts a lot.
That energy, that trauma that animal experienced, it will manifest itself in you, in your energy.
If I'm going to be honest, I feel like, let me get your take on this. Do you believe we can heal every disease known to man?
If we were our higher selves, yes, I believe we could. But because of social norms and influences and how the world is now, we've lost that ability. So that is why there's so much death in the world, so much misfortune in the world. It's because we detached ourselves from our truest essence.
And trust me, they see that conversation, they're not ready for the work.
Yeah, they're not.
But it's like, I also feel like we have the ability to heal from AIDS, HIV, cancer, all of these, the diabetic, all of these things. These are man-made things, bro. All of these things we can heal from them, but then it also goes towards what do we eat. There's being people like about Dr. Sebi, who have done the research and also proved that this is what you are supposed to eat as a human being, so that your body can heal itself and take away all of these other diseases that we might find in food that we generally eat, your McDonald's, your KFC, even meats that you just find from your Spar, your Pick and Pay, and all this other stuff. But I've realized that we are brainwashed to a point where we are comfortable, and we're not thinking outside the box, the triangle or the circle, whichever one you want to use. We need to be free thinkers in a sense where what you choose to eat is what you have done research on.
Yeah.
Not because you grew up in clean and this is what they were eating. Yeah. Honestly speaking, even from my side, I still need to readjust what I eat.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things I've cut out.
Yeah.
Like your burgers and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But there's other stuff that I need to still do more research on. Because there's certain foods, bro, that we eat. I wouldn't know like what part of the cow or chicken that is, but they're feeding us that.
True.
In universities, buffalo wings. the buffalo doesn't even have wings.
Bro, how does that even make sense? And you're true when you say we're trapped in a box, because we are so trapped and comfortable in that box. We don't even question the simplest things as holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Holidays, where do they originate? Similar to Christmas, where does Christmas originate? And the chat on Christmas and Christianity, was Jesus actually born on the 25th, or did we just adopt that day?
Apparently it's like the Israelites, right? When they saw the birth of Jesus, they say that some of them were watching their sheep at night outside, right?
Okay.
In that side of the world, during December, it's cold.
Yeah.
So the point being that you can't take your sheep outside when it's cold.
Exactly.
So meaning Jesus cannot be born on that day.
It cannot happen.
And also, I mean, if you do proper research, you realize that even historians themselves have not taken out a date to say that this is the day that we know for sure that he was born in.
And so much people believe the Bible. Even the Bible itself does not confirm that the 25th was his birthday or the day that he was born.
So
but it shows that in correspondence to times and dates, around September, Spring Day was around that time when he was actually born. So it gives you something to think about.
Yeah, just like question everything.
Yeah, question, research,
like
and
everything. I'm talking about everything, dude. Even while we're talking here, do your research and just like, okay, but are these guys like? Because I know we talking a lot of points.
Yeah.
It's hard for some to catch up, but please just like sit back in your own time. Pause the video.
Exactly.
Go to Google and just like check it out. Okay, come back. You know.
Yeah.
Because with Christmas, for example, there was a guy named Saint Nicholas. Number one.
Yeah.
This guy was a Christian guy, right? So he used to help out back in his day.
Yeah.
And then that's the first, I'll say, point I want to raise with you. That's where they got the concept.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then now we could take it to, you're going to take it to the Romans and the pagans. Yeah, you're going to take it there.
All right.
The reason why also I mentioned Saint Nicholas is because he wore a green outfit while he was doing all of this. Yeah. Right? Sometimes there was a story where he slid down coins to a family down a chimney, and it landed in their sock. You know, because the family needed help. Because like I said, he was a Christian and he was a guy that was helping people. Yeah. The reason why you'd find in this day, Santa Claus as they call him, the reason why he's wearing red and stuff like that, that's because of Coca-Cola, actually. Coca-Cola influenced that. Yeah. During the day, they used to run ads where the Christmas father would be that guy who's wearing red. And what are the logos? What are the colors, actually, of the Coca-Cola logo? It's red and white. Yeah. What clothes is Santa Claus wearing? Red and white. Yeah. So all of these things are just a monopoly for them to gain more profits, you know. And now Christians have adapted it as as their own thing. Yeah. And you can take it to the Romans.
And actually, you know what's crazy? Around that time, during the Roman Empire rule, that era, a lot of cultures and tribes were celebrating their festivals.
True.
And in that whole space, the pagans, which is Roman pagans, were celebrating their own festivals. The Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, everyone at that time was celebrating something. Yeah. They were trying to control people in all aspects, religion economically, socially. They were trying to control people. So they created a system where they incorporated every other religious practice into their own. And they came up with Christianity. And within that Christianity, that's the concept of the 25th of December being Jesus' birthday. Because on that day, they still celebrating their pagan customs. It's not because they're celebrating the birth of Jesus. No. The hidden truth behind that is that they're still celebrating sun worship. But we do not know that because that information was never given to us, or we never had access to it. But this is what the podcast is here for today.
Yeah.
And we would like to teach you on those stuff and enlighten you more on that. So the pagans took all of these religions and made their own and forced people to obey to that Christian ways. And till today, our calendar, if you take a look at it, it is different from other European countries.
Okay, wait, before we go there, I wanna say this one. You must realize that even the things that we put up on Christmas are symbols that came from that culture. For example, the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
The Christmas tree is actually something that there was I don't know if it's a god or king named Nimrod. Right? Yeah. So what happened with him is when he died, there was a tree that appeared in a place where it was dead, for example. And his mother would make the people that they were in control of at the time put gifts around that place or that specific tree, to celebrate his risen, because they thought that since the tree sprung up, it means that he has ascended to the gods. Right? So that's where your Christmas tree comes from. Exactly. That's where it comes from. It's actually just representing a god or deity or king that passed on.
Babylonian deity. What does Babylon have to do with Christmas and Christianity?
Also with this thing, but in a mistletoe, that thing there, that's not just a place where you go now and just have you kiss a girl and then that's it. That back in the day was actually a sign of fertility and also protection. Yeah. But now they flipped it to say, you can kiss a girl. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
So as you're saying this, please do your research on these things, man. Because as you said, the fact that we celebrate Christmas without the knowledge of what it actually means should be concerning to people.
You're practicing a ritual you don't even understand.
True.
And you worshipping something you don't even know. That's the sad part.
No, I'm ready for this chat. But please do your research and just try to teach the upcoming generation. Because I understand that with the older generation, they may not be accepting of this knowledge. And it's not even that deep. It's just facts that are there for everyone to find. Yeah. We usually hear, we see they put the truth out in the wide open. Yeah. So that it's so obvious that we ignore it.
Yeah.
So Christmas Father, just the Coca-Cola branding.
Yeah.
The Christmas stuff that just came from the Romans and the pagans. It's just all about control.
Else. That's just a conglomerate of religions into one.
So please take note of that. And with the calendar chat, bro, it's we live in it's crazy because before what are we on now? It's the Gregorian calendar?
Yeah, Gregorian calendar, Gregorian calendar. Yeah.
Before that, it was actually the Julian calendar.
Yeah.
Before that, people used, which is how we used to do it in Southern or in Africa actually. We didn't go by calendar, but we go by the seasons of the things that we planted.
Yes.
That's how we know, okay, this is the time for this and that.
Yeah.
So for example, our New Year's should actually be sometime in September.
True.
Not Wednesday 31 or the 1st.
No.
Ours should be in September. But because of we've adopted this Christian mythology, belief system, it makes it hard for people to go back and trace the actual, origins.
Yeah.
like I said, we're so comfortable to a point where we don't even want to do research anymore.
True.
And if you start doing the research, you realize, man, our New Year's is actually in September.
Yeah.
Not on the 31st of December and the 1st.
You know, the whole concept of the calendar being Gregorian, it stems from the Pope Gregory at the time.
Yeah.
He wanted Easter to be a specific day. But now he had a challenge because back then the Easter used to change a lot.
Yeah, true.
So it wasn't consistently one day of the month in that day. So he came up with a plan to reset time. And he came up with his own calendar that took away 11 days
from the calendar.
For a whole year. For the year, there's 11 days missing. That is why if you go back and backtrack to the 1500s, you might find, I don't know if it's still out there, but maybe if someone knows, you might have seen that there's 11 days missing in October around that time. So it goes back to him trying to even out the whole year, because for him it didn't make sense, because he wanted Easter to be around a specific month and day.
And I won't lie, like if you do more research, you start realizing that they actually also added some months.
Yeah.
And also it's crazy because from how we named our days of the week to the months, all of these things symbolize, if not a god, it's a planet.
Yeah.
These guys are strategic in naming all of these things.
And you know what's crazy? They took away a whole month. There's a month missing actually in our calendar.
Imagine.
A whole month. 31 days, 29 days missing in our calendar. But they replaced it with a few days. So that's where you get the concept of leap year. So sometimes
but every
February,
4
years. Every 4 years, So that's why sometimes February is
it's
not make sure. So that's the Pope's doing, because he created the Gregorian calendar. So research, guys, on that, and you might be surprised on how actually
and also
systems work.
You must realize that this is the time where Christmas, December, even today, in fact, when I look at the people's status on my phone, bro, everybody's excited that it's December and all of that. It's like, bro, why didn't you have the same energy for like June or something? Bro?
Exactly. True.
But also, I understand, because in their perception, it's the time where you can spend more. You can go out with family more. You can drink more. But also, all of these are pagan traits or pagan
sun worship.
This is what they used to do.
And
then now they just made it into like a part of Christianity and part of our daily lives. Even if you're not Christian now, it's like you celebrate this thing that you don't even know where it came from.
You know what's crazy? If I've done a couple of research on calendars and different types. You know that in Ethiopia they have a calendar with 13 months.
Oh shit. Okay. Now, I've heard about that one.
It's crazy because that one is a lunar cycle calendar.
Oh yeah.
So basically it goes with the cycle of the moon instead of what we use that goes with the cycle of the sun. So the moon is actually in rhythm with nature in the seasons opposed to the sun. So that's why a lot of things are out of rhythm, and a lot of days don't make sense because we're using the wrong calendar. But look it up, guys. The Sumerian as well, it's different to the Ethiopian and the Gregorian. And back then, before the whole conception of calendars, we used to use the sun and moon as a way to tell the seasons and days and months. So also look that up. You might find that we're in a different year than we actually are. Because in Ethiopia, there's 7 years behind us, surprisingly. So
imagine.
Look it up, guys. Research everything that we say. Don't take it to heart, but use it as an opportunity to learn more.
True. That's why I feel like in Africa, as a sense, we need to have our own calendar, bro.
Yeah.
Because our times are different from the Western side, you know. True. When, for example, you winter, when we celebrate winter in June?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Theirs is like, when is it? I think think it's December, close to December.
Yeah, close to December.
Because that's when you see in a lot of movies, that's when they have snow and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the movies, these guys are always cold in December, bro. What's going on?
These
guys are always cold in these movies. It's like, what's going on? But it's like, must realize that all of these holidays, all of these things that they've put out there, it's just for control. You know? The black people, specifically us, we need to start waking up, bro. True. But also, it's not even just about us, because they've infiltrated other races as well. You know, we can talk about black consciousness and the black movement, but at the end of the day, it needs to be a world thing where we are tired of just being slaves. Trust me, just because we're not wearing chains now doesn't mean that we're not slaves mentally.
And we must always keep in mind the words that Bob Marley left is emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
True.
That's the most important thing, is to refresh your mind and rethink and unlearn and to relearn what you know. Because what you know now is what's been forced on you and
so true.
And implemented in you. It's not what's actually happening. So there's a lot of things that's happening behind the scenes that you might not be aware of, because you are brainwashed in so much that your thinking has been narrowed to a certain direction and process of thinking. You can't think outside of that box anymore.
That's why I'm like, just to finalize this just before we're in closing, because we're going in. Must ask yourself, in Christmas, are we celebrating the birth of Christ, or are we just celebrating a Christmas father that we don't really know where he came from? You know, who is just a product of marketing from Coca-Cola, like we said. They just used it back in the day just to market their products out to the people. So much realize all of your hard work, money, all of that, bro, all of that is just going to waste. Because you just want to go out, you want to drink more. And like I said, you must ask yourself, who's benefiting from that? Which is the businesses. Okay, cool. Who owns the businesses? You know, that's where we need to take things.
The governments, the governments are in control.
And who runs the government? Like we said,
the Roman Empire, bro.
See now. You must ask yourself all of these things. Who's actually in control here? Are you really in control of how you spend, where you spend? Because if you tell me that you are, then you know, this December is actually a time for you to spend more money. Which is actually a form of control.
Exactly.
This is how it was designed to be. This is what they want us to do. December, that's when we go on these family vacations. Trust me, I enjoy them family vacations. But when you start thinking deeper on like, this is just a way of them to control how we spend our money, you start realizing that, okay, some things may not be worth it. You know, you can still do a family vacation. August.
Any day
you do it in September when it's actually our new year.
True. We'll also dig deep in that concept of September being the new year. But stay tuned for more in our upcoming episodes. This is us. In conclusion, my guy, any last words to the viewers?
I'll say in conclusion, question everything. From where you spend your money, who you allow to influence you, your mentality, and who you allow in your space. Like, don't react to everything. If someone says something you don't like, you choose whether you let that affect you or not. You know, if you tell people that, you know what, because I've learned that I shouldn't eat 1, 2, 3, and they start judging you, let them judge you. You know, but realize that frequency. I feel like just a little bit. How we can also heal ourselves apart from the food and all of that is frequency. You know, just like be mindful of the type of music you listen to as well. Exactly. Just because it's trending doesn't mean you should listen to it.
And what you see as well.
We're gonna pull up another app. We're gonna do another one. Where we tell you what frequencies the music that you are listening to on.
So guys, stay tuned for more. This is your opportunity to open your mind up and to learn more. So thank you guys for your time, and this is us, Truth Weaves Podcast. I'm your host, the Musta, my co-host, the Rowan Vanity, Signing out. Stay humble. Stay blessed.
Stay dangerous. I gotta put that out there.
Thanks.
But yeah.